न्यूयॉर्क में वजीर आजम इमरान खान कॉन्फ्रेंस से खिताब कर रहे हैं.
We decided that we would do something which no other Pakistani government had ever done. We decided to plant 1 billion trees in 5 years to counter climate change. Because Pakistan happens to be, unfortunately, in the top 10 countries most vulnerable to climate change. The water, 80% of the water in our rivers comes from our glaciers. And because of global warming, our glaciers are melting at a faster rate than we hear of glaciers, for instance, on the poles. In fact, the Swiss Prime Minister was telling me that their glaciers are also melting, but in Pakistan and India as well, Himalayas, Karakoram and these big ranges, the Hindu Kush, the glaciers are melting at a faster rate. So the only thing we can do, because Pakistan contributes hardly anything to emissions of greenhouse gases. The rich countries who are really responsible should really help countries like Pakistan and other countries which are now trying to compensate for the damage done by these greenhouse gas emissions. So this global warming affects us, and if as the glaciers keep receding, the whole, not just the Indus Basin, but the two great river systems, the Ganges Basin in India, the future for hundreds of millions of people is going to be affected. So we tried our best in a province. We planted 1 billion trees. No one thought it would be possible. But we used a unique method, and I must commend our team which was involved in this planting of 1 billion trees. We enlisted local communities, women who would be living in mountain areas. We paid them money to grow nurseries. And then young men also living in mountain communities, we hired them as guards to protect as the saplings grew. So it was one of the most successful campaigns acknowledged by WWF, by World Economic Forum, by Bonn Challenge. We planted 1.1 billion trees in 5 years. So now, when my party won elections a year ago, we became even more ambitious, and we have given ourselves a target of 10 billion trees. So in the next 5 years, we hope to plant 10 billion trees in Pakistan to counter the effects of climate change. And we are going to use the same method of employing people in remote communities. We're going to pay women especially to grow nurseries in remote villages, and then hire young boys from the communities as guards to protect the trees, like we've done in KP province. But I do feel that those countries, rich countries who are contributing so much toward these greenhouse gas emissions, they must help countries like us, because the rate at which we are going, I'm afraid, I just feel that there is not much seriousness in this from the richer countries. Because maybe they feel that they are not affected that much, but eventually everyone will be affected. You will have refugees because of climate change. And already we see this refugee crisis and all in Europe, people try to get into richer countries. The problems the United States has with people coming in from the south. So this is only going to grow, and that's why the world as a whole must tackle climate change. And they must deal with it with much more seriousness than we see right now. Thank you.
वज़ीर-ए-आज़म इमरान खान पाकिस्तान और मलेशिया के मुश्तरका कॉन्फ्रेंस से खिताब कर रहे थे। उनका कहना था कि पाकिस्तान में जंगलात की शरह इंतहाई कम है। पाकिस्तान को खुदा ने बहुत खजानों से नवाजा है और हमने ये फैसला किया है कि अगले 5 साल में हम 5 अरब दरख्त लगाएंगे।
Also, I have to say, perhaps as a moderator, I shouldn't get too involved here, but I am totally sympathetic to your comments.